the whole day besides our today's special value. And here it is from J Jewelry. J Jewelry is a very, again, designer line of sterling silver that is very much the artisan look of jewelry and so unique and different. But the best part about it is the gentleman who designs it, and his name is Scott Grimes, and he's been bringing this brand to QVC for about 7 years. It's
crazy?
so good to have you here.
How are you, my friend?
Air kisses. Here we go. I'm so thrilled to have you here because
we didn't get to present this one before it's sold out in December.
We didn't, no. And so this one is a bracelet with all these cute designs on it, and you get to choose. So let's start here with the heart.
So all the chains will be 2.7, and then you're just going to choose your choice. This is a solid hammered sterling silver heart.
What do you mean by 2.7?
I'm sorry. So this is the gauge. So the box.
Oh, got it.
So this is our best-selling, customer top-rated that normally sells just under $100, and now we've taken that and added the elements of the 4 stations. So whatever symbol of love speaks to you, whatever you want to wrap around you, you can either have your choice of hearts, and if you see the hearts, look at the detail, look at the depth. You've got your custom swivel clasp. So as you said, bring in designer quality.
Beautiful.
Add a value. Then we go over here, and then for your symbol of faith.
I love the cross.
Don't you love how it goes right into it? Do you like how it's three-dimensional, how it's chunky?
Sure do.
And then again, because of that high polished, look how it grabs the light. Again, each one will have the 4 stations. Then for all of our paw print lovers.
Our pet lovers.
Yes, all of our fur mamas.
Yeah.
So this is the I Love Paw collection. So it quickly became, I introduced it probably 3 years ago with Carolyn Gracie, and you guys fell head over heels in love. So it's the symbol if you bring your hands together and create the heart. And then we put the paw. So these are 2 hands that have come together to make the heart symbol, and then we drop the 3-dimensional heart within there. And then we have, of course, another symbol of faith, which is our Star of David. This is a customer request that we receive multiple times because quite often we have the cross and then the request for the Star of David.
Sure.
And then brand new. So this is what we introduced in December. You all fell in love. They sold out. Right now, it's the first time. Who is your star?
Yeah.
What do the stars mean to you? So here you have, again, look at the depth, look at the weight, look at the size of the stations, and then lastly, because my Irish eyes are smiling.
Yes. Are you Irish?
Oh my mother's Madonna Lee Ferguson. My mother has red hair and green eyes. And I'm not afraid or ashamed that she might have a hollow leg at times. But so I wanted to bring a 4-leaf clover as we get ready. So as we go into St. Patrick's Day, but again, the luck of the Irish may always be with you. Yeah. So again, a 3-dimensional, see the little heart tip, the way it's cleft in every single one of the clovers.
So
but again,
cute.
I want you to know, you're talking about quality. You're talking about our best-selling signature 2.7 box chain. So that box chain alone, we team up with the leading manufacturer who creates these. We add more weight. We soften the edges so it's super feminine, but it's incredibly strong and sturdy. We then give you a custom clasp. I can't say enough.
Explain this.
Yeah, so when it comes to designer jewelry, quite often, all this can be pretty, and then you get it home and you get here and you're like, why didn't they finish it?
Right.
So this is a Sukatai clasp, which is just a texture that I introduced close to 7 years ago, but it swivels. So it'll sit there and turn and spin, so it's easy for you to put on.
Yeah. It's mainly, I mean, you don't spin it once you got it on, but before you clasp it, you can kind of get it whatever direction you want it to go.
And how many times have you put on a bracelet, and sometimes if it's not of quality, it kinks because it can't roll on you.
Exactly.
So those of you who have not met me, I've spent 10 years with John Hardy, and doing personal appearances, one of the things you always told me was, you know what, if I can't put a bracelet on by myself, put it back in the case, Scott, unless you're coming home and every morning, every night putting it on and off for me. So,
would you do that?
So what I've been able to learn is meeting so many of you and doing this, finding out what you need. But I get to bring it to you in a quality of the highest sterling silver in the designs that, because I come from an amazing couture line, I get to knock on doors that normally you don't get to knock on because of our connections. And then everything for me, you know, I'm much more about the love.
Absolutely.
And I find it amazing. And I used to look at my mom when she would get dressed in the morning. So she was the mom, she was the wife, she was the daughter, she was the work. She did everything. But for her, her jewelry spoke to who she is.
Yeah, and that's what we want to do.
Completely.
Real quickly, I want to let you know, this is the really exciting thing too. Not only do you have all those designs to choose from, but you now have 5 sizes to choose from. We have extra small, which
I
is
totally
6 to
forgot.
6.5. That's okay. 6 to 6.5 is an extra small. The small is 6.5 to 7 inches. The average 7 to 7.5 inches. The large 7.5 to 8 inches, and we have extra large, which is an 8 to 8.5 inches. So we've got the whole gamut covered from 6 inches to 8.5 inches, and that's extremely rare. I don't even know anybody else who does that besides you, and you don't even get to do it all the time because that's a lot of pieces to develop.
Completely,
you know?
and honestly, it took me 6 years to do that based on your customer requests.
Yeah.
If it's okay, may I please go to the heart?
I definitely do. And I just
sorry,
want to
I
remind
apologize.
everybody what you're, here, let me start right this. Here, this is the 4-leaf clover. So that's how you would order it, as clover. Here's the star. This is the Star of David. And they're going to have 4 stations. This is the paw. And then this is the cross, which is new. And then we have the heart right there. So yes, please.
So again, just because I apologize, y'all. This isn't a flat piece of silver. So I didn't want you to think that we stamped something out. Look at the dimension. Look at all the silver. Because of the hammered technique, that's the beauty of lying in contrast to what you love that we do, which is this box chain. But then as you go through, you pick your choice. What do you want to send to the world? What do you want to share as your message? Is it love? Is it the heart? But every single piece that I have for you here, that's the story that it's going to tell. And then we spoke quickly about, my eyes are so bad, the paw
That's
print.
okay.
I
This is
apologize,
the
y'all,
paw
for
right
tearing it
here.
apart.
Here's the paw.
This is, if you'll do the heart thing,
Yeah.
the hands.
Yes.
So what you have
You go
here,
like this.
so what Mary Beth is doing, that's the symbol that makes the heart.
Yeah.
So you'll, perfect, right there. And then from here, what you're receiving is that same symbol, but in the paw, with the paw on the inside.
Yeah.
See the dimension of it? But those are 2 hands coming
So
together.
cute.
So is it the love of your pet? One of the most amazing things for me growing up was always knowing that no matter what was going on in the world,
Yeah.
my dog or my cat wouldn't judge me. I mean, you could but you could always get to them. They always knew that was the power. So
They
we
love
wanted.
you no matter what. Do you have a pet?
I have
right now?
2 kids right now.
Well, this is true.
So we all
That's
said,
a lot.
once we're over a certain age and everyone's responsible enough, then
Yes.
we can.
Exactly. Well, I was going to say, when every kid pretty much, as they get a little older, decide